Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sarah Labrad, and today I'm going to be taking you through my productive writing routine. The last time I made a writing routine video was like 8 months ago, so it was a whole other job ago. But now that I'm in my new position, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I am currently balancing writing and working as well as life in general. So that's what we're doing today. And without further ado, let's get into it. Most of my job happens between the hours of 9 and 5, so I pretty much try to wake up before 9. But because it's remote, I don't have to wake up crazy early because it's not like I'm having to get ready and drive to an office. So I try to get up between like 8:30 and 9. As long as I am awake at 9, it's fine. The first thing I do when I get out of bed is go to the kitchen and pour myself a cold glass of water, and I open my computer to check on work. So my job is kind of interesting in that yes, it is a full-time position, but it's not so much the structured hours as it is having to be available throughout the day to respond to any questions that my coworkers might have for me. But other than that, at least right now, I'm able to get my work done or most of my work done pretty quickly. And then I'm pretty much just like on call for the rest of the day. And so on the day that I was filming B-roll for this video, I did have a video go live on YouTube. And because I post at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, I pulled that video up, I promote it. And if you want to know more about that, I talk about it more in this video. But one of the things that the algorithm really likes is that as soon as your video goes live, you watch it from the beginning all the way through to the end and you hit the thumbs up button almost immediately. Because I was posting like a 28-minute long video, I just had it playing very quietly in the background on my computer while I opened up work stuff to get what I needed to get done for the day done as quickly as possible. So I will typically work for that first like 30 minutes or an hour until I have like a solid grasp on what I need to do for the day. And then when I feel like I have things pretty much under control and kind of know roughly when I'm going to be needing to do what for my job, I will stop working, although I will still have those screens up just in case I am needed quickly. But then I will pretty much go straight into a writing sprint. I try to do a writing sprint as early as possible in the morning because I like don't really mentally wake up until like noon or 1 on most days. And so if I can kind of like sneak up on getting my writing started for the day, it kind of almost loosens my inhibitions with not wanting to start writing. So I kind of like sneak up on it and trick myself into doing it. And then pretty much as soon as that first writing sprint is done and out of the way, the rest of my writing comes easier for the rest of the day. So personally, I absolutely adore writing sprints. For some reason, I find them so beneficial, but I never set a timer for them. It's kind of I start and then I try to go for at least 15 minutes. If I'm on a roll though, I will just keep going until I feel like I can't write anymore. Not to the point of exhaustion or burnout, but I try to get to a good stopping point in whatever I'm writing before I stop the writing sprint so that I'm not like mid emotional tension or dramatic scene or something, so I don't mess up the pacing in doing that. But I try to go for writing sprints that are somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes. Again, I don't stop myself when I get to a certain amount of time. I just start, and then if I haven't hit 15 minutes yet, I try to keep going. But if it's after 15 minutes and I feel like I want to stop, then I let myself stop. Something else that I think is really funny that I still have not been able to get over is that in starting a writing sprint, I have to start on either a 0 or a 5. And that might be because I track the time that I spend on writing, but I cannot start on anything that's not a 0 or a 5. And then I also make myself go for writing sprints. Like if I'm at 17 minutes, I don't let myself stop. I make myself go until 20 because like it's just a nicer number. That being said, I don't really have word count goals per day. I do have a time preference that I try to shoot for though, and that's about 4 to 8 writing sprints a day, aiming for at least 4 and typically ending up somewhere around 6. But I try to really not focus on the time, so I don't actually add up the amount of time or the word count until the end of the day. I did an experiment a while ago called Building My Writing Schedule, where I found out that I have about 2 to 3 hours of creative writing energy within a day. And so I try to shoot for at least 2 hours, but it kind of seems like sometimes I don't show up to the page for all of those 2 hours. So at the very least, I try to shoot for like at least an hour, but sometimes that goes up to 3, kind of just depending on the day and what I have going on. After my first writing sprint, I will typically stand up and do the dishes if there are any from the night before that I didn't finish then, because I don't always. And then feeling confident in work and accomplishing my first writing sprint, I will go downstairs and get ready for the day. What this means though is changing from my sleeping pajamas to my day pajamas pajamas or my day comfy clothes. Because I do work remotely and just have phone calls throughout the day, not Zoom meetings, I can look comfortable and I am great with that. Getting ready for the day pretty much just entails changing, because I do think it's really important to change clothes even if I'm not getting ready to go into a working environment. It kind of still helps structure my day in not staying in pajamas all day but still staying comfortable. I also then brush my hair because I have a lot of it to deal with, brush my teeth, wash my face. If I'm putting on makeup, I'll put on makeup then, but my key to getting ready in the morning is listening to music. Because of everything that's happened in this past year, I can no longer use like my going out playlists before actually going out. And so what I do now instead is I just listen to that music because it puts me in a really good mood. And honestly, it puts me in a really good writing headspace because I just feel like I can accomplish anything. And so that has become like one of my big things is having, okay, there's a car being driven across the lake. It just went behind, it's right there. Like, I know that that's probably safe, but that's still terrifying. By this time, it's roughly 10:30 or so. I try to have already finished my first glass of water, and then I pour myself another one. With that newly refilled glass of water, I then move to the couch, where I check in on work again just to make sure that everything's good, that I'm not needed for whatever reason. And then with work still pulled up, I launch into another writing sprint. When I'm getting hungry, which is sometime between 11 and 12 on most days, I'll play some more music or watch a YouTube video as I'm making my breakfast, which recently has been a smoothie. And it's been kind of nice because I'm so used to making this smoothie that it kind of takes the decision factor out of it. And don't get me wrong, I love this smoothie, but it also helps with decision fatigue because I already know exactly what I'm gonna make every single morning. But like, it's delicious, so why would I change it? I've been making a smoothie with banana, ice, vegan protein powder, maple almond butter, cacao nibs, chia seeds, and agave. So I've only been in my job for a couple of weeks now and things are still ramping up, but what I've observed so far is that there are going to be weeks that are much lighter and there are going to be weeks that are much heavier. And so this is definitely an example of a lighter week or a lighter day in my job in that I can actually write a lot more. But it will be interesting to see when the heavy weeks hit what happens. Because it kind of seems like as long as I do the stuff that I know I need to get done early-ish throughout my day, I kind of have a lot of wiggle room for the rest of the day. Again, like I said, as long as nobody within the company needs me, and as long as something doesn't pop up, because sometimes there are like last minute trips that are booked that I'll need to deal with. But overall, it seems like I have a lot of flexible time throughout my day. I tend to open up YouTube a couple times throughout the day to respond to any new comments on my videos. And then while I was filming this, I did have a phone call with my supervisor scheduled. So I spent the hour before that making sure that I had everything set up for my meeting, making sure that everything was in place, that I had done everything that I needed to do. And then I still had a couple minutes left over, so I sat down and did another writing sprint. So what I'm learning so far with my job is that I can fit a lot of writing sprints in throughout my day, and it's kind of nice because the work kind of helps break it up. But if things are really slow at work, then I try to do this thing that I like calling productive breaks. My productive breaks are typically tasks that take like 15 or 20 minutes that keep my hands busy doing something that are quite not mentally taxing. So like the dishes or doing a load of laundry or making my bed or taking 10 minutes to tidy up the living room or something. These productive breaks allow my hands to stay busy, which keeps my mind free and thinking about other things, and they often think about my stories in this case. Sometimes it'll drift back to work, but oftentimes I'm thinking about writing. Then after I'm finished with a productive break, I will try to take my computer and sit down in a different spot than I was previously sitting. So if I had just been on the couch, I'll try to move to the counter next. If I had just been at the counter, maybe I'll try to go sit at my desk. I've noticed that this kind of compartmentalizes what I've been doing, and so if I was sitting on the couch watching YouTube videos earlier, I don't go straight back into that. And then I kind of continue bouncing between work, productive breaks, and writing throughout the rest of the day. But some other breaks that I take throughout the day are like taking a break for lunch, taking a break to eat a snack, taking some time to read. But I do also try to leave my house every day. Today it was a walk that I had to actually change out of my comfy clothing for because it was like a balmy 21 degrees outside. But I did change into sweatpants, so it wasn't that bad. But if it's not a walk, I try to go to the gym, I try to go to the grocery store, I try to go see like a friend or family member if it's safe. if it's safe. But basically, I try to either leave my house or my apartment every day because working from home, it's very easy to not leave my place. I also try to end my evening with a writing sprint. This can get kind of hard because these tend to be my longer writing sprints. Like last night, I had one that was like 40 minutes long because I kind of just kept going, which is great, but really, really bad if I need to be in bed. And so then at the end of the day, I'll have somewhere between 4 and 8 writing sprints done. And at that time, I will tally up how long I spent writing, how many words I ended up writing or rewriting or dealing with, and then add all of those into my spreadsheet because I do enjoy counting, because tracking my progress really validates and helps me feel like I'm actually making progress. And I have a whole color coding system, so like the darker green that I give myself, the more words that I got. But I really do try to make it not so much about the word count as I try to emphasize how many writing sprints and the time I spend writing, because all I'm really in control of is showing up to the page. And whether it's a good writing day or not, if I spend somewhere between that like hour and 3 hours of creative time on a story, I'm very proud of what I did. Because progress is progress, and sometimes it doesn't happen as fast as you want it to, but that is okay. Because even a small step forward is better than no step at all. So that's what my current productive writing routine is looking like. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Please tell me down in the comments below what your writing routine is currently looking like, or maybe you don't have a routine. And while you're down there, if you have not already, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and that little notification bell next to it so you get updated every time I upload a brand new video. I'm currently posting videos twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye!